Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tanya. This is my daughter Savannah. And today I'm gonna do an assumptions video. I think like a week or so ago, I asked people to give me assumptions of what they thought about me. And I'm gonna answer those today. I have Savannah with me because I thought it would be funny if instead of me just sitting here answering yes or no that that's right or wrong, it would be funny if she chimed in and if like maybe I see myself differently than like she sees me, and then she'll say, no mom, that's not true. So we're gonna have her as extra commentary on that. Also, yes, my hair is wet because it's 104 degrees outside and I don't want to blow dry it. So that's that.
So what's up, poopies? How are y'all? I'm eating a nectarine.
All right, on with the assumptions. I know this bugs Savannah, but I'm doing this.
Ugh.
I'm sorry you like my hair behind my ears. Kiss my butt.
Not me.
Okay, first assumption. Okay, this one's by Amanda Wright. She says, you're very family focused and you don't take life too seriously. You like to have a good time. I think that's true. I think it's all true. I am very family focused. I have always been most of the time a stay-at-home mom because whatever kind of mom you are, working mom, stay-at-home mom, whatever, that all of it's fine. But for me personally, I always wanted to just raise my own children and being a mom was the most important thing to me. Mm-hmm. And I am very focused on my family more than anything else. Let's see, I don't think I do take life too seriously. I think I did when I was younger, but now I don't.
I think, okay, here's the thing about that. There's like two sides of this. So sometimes you do take life seriously, like you take certain situations really heavily and really seriously and like really hard. Cause like your emotions and opinions are super strong. But at the same time, you're not like taking life serious. Like you're kind of go with the flow. You're not like, I have all these plans for my future and I have to do all these things in order to have a good life. Like you're not like that. You're like, right. Let me just go with the flow and enjoy life kind of thing.
That's true. And I like to have a good time. I do like to have a good time. But my opinion of having a good time is not always the same as what other people's good time is.
My dad says that she's boring now. She used to like to have a good time, but now she just got boring.
Okay, in my defense, guys, he met me when I was 19. What 19-year-old is the exact same when they're 39 years old? But I still like to have fun. I still like to go out to karaoke or go bowling or go swimming or go to zoos or whatever. I still like that stuff. I also find it very enjoyable when everyone leaves me alone and I have time alone in my house to do nothing because I finally get peace and quiet, and that's enjoyable to me.
I was gonna get mad at her for that, but I feel like I would be kind of a hypocrite if I got mad at her because I do enjoy my personal space.
Next one. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna say this wrong or right, so I apologize. Damira Lynch. So let me know if I said that wrong. It says, I assume you had a baby at a young age. Now, to me, this all depends on what you consider a young age. To me, I did not have a baby at a young age. When my mom had my older sister, she was 17. So that, to me, that's young. I had my first baby, which is her, when I was 23. I don't think that's super young.
Yeah, but I feel like even me, like I grew up in a family that's like settling down at a younger age, but a lot of people nowadays like to settle down once they're like 30. I feel like people would see it as young because you're not a teen mom, but you only had 1 year of freedom really because you were able to drink at 21 and then you just got pregnant, you know, and you were married and stuff. So I feel like you settled faster than other people usually do.
Oh yeah, I think I did settle faster, but I also started partying and acting like an adult at 14. So I was already over all of that by the time I was married.
But it's not like you weren't ready for a baby either. You were married and stuff.
I was highly ready. I feel like I was always a very mature, responsible person, even when I was younger. So yeah, to me, 23 was not young. I was already married. I did everything the right way. I also wanted to have kids younger because I wanted to have the energy to keep up with them. Okay, so these are assumptions by my friend Christina, Casey Convos on YouTube. She says, I feel like I know you too well to really make assumptions, but she's like, I'm going to give you some that are just made up. You got into a lot of trouble as a teen. I don't think I did. Compared to most people I know, I didn't.
You just didn't get caught.
I didn't get caught. I did all the dumb things that teens do, but I didn't really get caught.
I mean, you were a teen in the 90s.
Yeah.
You were a rebel. You did all the bad things. You just didn't get in trouble for them.
Okay, so for instance, I was a all-around good kid. I was a good person, but I hung around a bad... You don't know. You weren't around.
I was so alive back then. What are you talking about?
I hung around a bad crowd. So like, in school, I was the quiet kid. I was the shy kid. I've never had a detention in my life. I've never been in trouble at school or anything like that. I was never really even in trouble at home. But once I started hanging out with a bad crowd of people, that's when I started getting... I have gotten a couple of underage drinking tickets before. You knew that. I told you that.
What?
I told you that.
I knew you underage drank, but I didn't know you got in trouble for it.
A couple of times you get a ticket for it. You
How
don't go
do
to
they-
jail. I've never been to jail. So that's one way I got in trouble. Another time, I wasn't even doing anything wrong, but
I think I know what you're gonna say.
but I did sneak out of the house. So yeah, I shouldn't have done that. But a friend of mine worked late at night and they didn't have a ride home from work, so they needed me to go pick them up. So 3 of us went to go pick them up, and it was past curfew, and even though we weren't technically doing anything wrong, we weren't like breaking laws, I got in trouble for being out past curfew to go pick them up from work. So they made us go to the police station, and I was 16, and they called my mom to come get me. But yeah, they had to come get us just because I was out like an hour after curfew or something. It's so stupid.
So stupid.
So stupid. I was just picking up my friend from work is all. Literally, it wasn't bad. You had a rough childhood. That's true. I had a very rough childhood. I was bullied my whole life for things that I cannot help, and for my looks. Everyone thought I was ugly. And I was a really shy and anxious kid. My parents got divorced when I was young. I was about 10 when they got divorced. My dad was an alcoholic. My mom used to take me out looking for him in the middle of the night at bars when I was like 8. I remember when my dad moved in with his girlfriend, and I would be alone with him in the middle of the day, and he would be drunk, and like I had to help him to bed, and I was like 10 years old. And I would have to help him to bed and make sure he didn't throw up. But I did have a great childhood too. I had a lot of great things, but those were some of the bad things. You liked bad boys. Who doesn't? You hate your hair long. I do. I do now. When I was a kid and then when I was in high school, it was always long. It was always like as long as Savannah's, honestly. But after high school, I started cutting it, and now I do like it a lot better short. Carolyn Barnett, you are very spontaneous. You're easy to make laugh, and you look kind-hearted. So spontaneous, yes and no. Like, spontaneous in the fact that, like, I don't have to plan everything out before I do stuff. But I'm not like, let's get up and go 3 hours away today and just at the drop of a hat. What?
She's a liar.
What?
She's not spontaneous at all. Like, my dad is the type of person that will wake up one morning and whatever he feels like doing, he's like, let's do this. But my mom, on the other hand, she loves having, like, a long time of notice. Like, you need to give her a week's notice, and she needs to plan everything little by little.
It depends on
and
what
she
it
needs to
is.
get stuff done before she does whatever it is she's just planning on doing.
Okay, yes, that's true. But it also depends on what it is.
You're a planner.
Okay, first of all, yes. When we are going somewhere, yes, I want notice. But in the other aspect of that, like, if it has nothing to do with leaving the house and doing something, I can be spontaneous. Like, hey, in 2 minutes, I'm going to film a video. Like, I don't care about notice for that. She has to plan videos. She's not spontaneous at all for that. I am. Right?
Yeah.
She has to
I
sit
like
there
to
and
plan my look, where I'm gonna film. I write notes out.
Yeah, so I mean, there's different types of spontaneity. I'm easy to make laugh. No.
That one's like a mixture. Like, you
Savannah-
don't laugh at normal things.
I don't.
At all. Like, things that other people laugh at, which I'm kind of that way too.
I laugh at anything Savannah does because Savannah cracks me up.
Oh my god. But she does, like, laugh easily. If it's, like, something really dumb, she'll laugh at it. So in that sense, she does laugh easy because she laughs at the stupidest things. But when you think, like, oh, I'm going to show you something funny, she doesn't laugh at that.
Yeah, I don't.
Which is something like me, too. I laugh at in-the-moment things. Instead of, like, hey, look at this meme.
Oh, also, I'm not one of those people that laughs a lot out loud. Like, I don't typically laugh out loud. I can be sitting there with a blank face, but laughing on the inside, thinking something is funny, but I'm not, like, you can't tell I'm laughing, but, like, do you know what I mean? Like, in your head, you're like, that's funny. It takes a lot to make me laugh out loud. But she's right. It is the really stupid things that make me laugh. I don't know if that's just I have a weird sense of humor, but yeah, if you want to hear me laugh out loud, show me somebody farting. I will laugh.
Okay, she showed me something the other day that was like, she like literally rewatched it like 10 times, laughing so hard. I don't remember what it was, but I watched it and I was like, that is not even that funny at all. But
wait,
I don't remember what it was, but.
The ghost thing.
Oh, that.
Okay, so this is what it was. I'm not going to explain it right, and you're just not going to get it unless you see it, but I rewound this probably 20 times, and I laughed at just as hard every time as if I had seen it for the first time. I watch, like, ghost shows, and so, like, I don't scare easily. I usually think things are stupid, and so this one thing I was watching in particular was really, really not scary at all. But the guy in the video was so over the top scared that I was laughing my friggin' ass off at him, the way he was reacting to things. And I just couldn't stop rewinding it and watching it over and over. He was so over the top, like a door slammed behind him. He screamed like a girl and jumped up out of bed. And then like a couple minutes later, he's in a different room. And, like, the same thing happens. He just kept screaming like a girl and, like...
He left.
Cartwheeling out of the bed. And he's like, I can't stay. He was supposed to be a paranormal investigator. Like, you're not supposed to get scared by a door slamming shut. Like, grow a pair. Come on. Anyway, I do laugh at the really dumb things. Kind-hearted, I don't know. You guys tell me.
No. I'm just kidding.
I think I am. You're goofy. Oh, this is from Lexi Page. You're goofy and outgoing. So, yeah, I think I'm goofy, but not outgoing. I'm really shy. I'm really introverted.
I mean, you've told me, like, you've gotten better over the years.
Yeah, the older I get, the better I feel about, I was going to say the better I feel about people, but, I mean, the more open I am, I guess, but...
Yeah. You're not extroverted.
I'm definitely
but,
not.
But, like, around family, you're goofy and, like...
Yeah. If I'm comfortable with you, then that's the side of me you get, is the goofiness. But if I'm not, then you get the painfully awkward, quiet me. You would be a fun travel buddy. Yes and no, okay?
I have experience with that.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you why I wouldn't be and why I would be. Why I would be is because the music is always going to be on point in my car. It's always going to be a party in my car with the music. I'm always going to have the best snacks for the ride. And I'm going to be goofy and we're going to have fun. But the negatives probably outweigh the positives because I have scoliosis. So my back hurts a lot in the car. I have this stop and get out a lot and stretch. I have to pee a lot. I'm one of those people with a small bladder, so I always have to tell my husband to go to the next gas station so I can pee. I'll complain a lot in the car about my back hurting. I'll complain a lot. It's too hot in the car. It's too cold in the car. It's something. Did I miss anything?
I would agree. Like, the negatives would be like she complains a lot about like, oh my god, I don't feel like walking anymore, which, like, I understand, but at the same time, it's annoying when you're, like, purposely going somewhere to have fun, and you just hear, it's so hot out here, I can't do it anymore, I need my Diet Coke break. But
I don't need a
The
Diet
good-
Coke. I take Diet Coke with me everywhere I go.
But the good, in my opinion, too, is like, so obviously we've done like family like vacations or whatever. So what's good is that she tries to keep it like less stressful, because my dad will get easily stressed out about the driving, the like every little thing. He gets super stressed out about it, and he gets anxious and like lashes out in anger about like how stressful like going to places is or whatever. But for her, I guess that also makes it kind of spontaneous in a way. If we're on a trip or something, she sees something that looks fun or you want to go somewhere, she's the type of person who'll be like, she'll tell dad like, why don't we do this? Why, let's go do that. And
you just have to get me out of the house.
It's not that
first.
stressful.
It's just getting me out of the house
Yeah.
is the hard part. And after you've done that, you're good to go. It's getting me out of the house.
But you put up with us when dad gets all stressed out, and that makes me and Skylar grumpy, and then you're just like, chill. It's really not that big of a deal.
Yeah. I am the more laid back.
Even if she's not feeling it, then like her like I guess parenting approach is that she'll be like, it's okay guys, like she'll like pretend that everything's okay and like sugarcoat the situation. Like you try to stay optimistic because dad's like a pessimist.
I do always try to be optimistic and see a more positive side of things, and even if maybe deep down I don't believe everything is going to turn out okay, I try to make everyone believe that it will, so that it'll ease things a little bit. You may have partied a lot when you were younger. Guilty. I did. I was a really good kid and I never did anything wrong. And then when I was 14, I met a bad crowd of people, and that was the first time I ever tried alcohol. But I didn't really get into partying until I was between 15 and 16. And I would go to parties and I would drink. I think I tried pot for the first time when I was 15. But even then, I wasn't the worst type of partier either. You know, I wasn't like the worst of the worst. It was just, I never bought drugs, I never bought alcohol, but if it was presented to me at a party, I would do it. But other than that, I wasn't one of those people that's like, oh, I gotta buy this. And yeah,
You ended it early too. You didn't do it in your college years.
I didn't do it in my college years. By the time I was 21 and I was able to legally go to bars, the fun of it was over for me. So, Stephanie Perry says, you'll try anything at least once. No, I don't think I'll try anything at least once.
I think you're that way with certain things, like you're okay with like at least when you were a teenager and stuff, like altering your look, like changing up your hair, changing up like piercings, tattoos, like makeup. So you will try that stuff. You don't like trying foods, and you don't like going on big adventures and like trying super like adrenaline rush things.
When I was young, I was big into the adrenaline rush things. The only reason why now I would say no to a lot of those things is just because of my scoliosis, because a lot of things would make me hurt. But yeah, I won't try new foods really. I mean, I try new things, but I don't want weird things. Stacy Marasco, did I say that wrong? She says, you have a close relationship with your kids. I do have a very close relationship. I mean, I think that me and Savannah are, I wouldn't say one's closer than the other, but I would say that they're different than each other, because Savannah's a girl, so girls do have a different type of relationship with each other than the opposite sex. Also, her age, the fact that she's almost 16, we can talk to each other on a more friendship level now rather than a mother-daughter. But I'm just as close with Skylar, who's going to be 12, but he's also a boy and he's 12. And all he wants to talk about is video games and WWE. And I think that my eyes gloss over when he starts talking about that stuff, and I shut off. But I love them both the same, and you know, I'm close to both of them.
We like connect over different things. Like
Yeah.
you and Skylar like watching certain shows together, and me and you like doing certain things together.
That's true
and, like,
too. Like Savannah is more like her dad in the sense of they like to go places and do this and that. And me and
binge watch
Skylar,
movies.
me and Skylar are the ones that are like, "Ugh, we don't want to go anywhere. You guys go. We like to stay home and do nothing.
Homebodies.
We are homebodies. Me and Skylar are homebodies. Jennifer Brown says your favorite color is black, at least to wear. So yes and no. My favorite color is blue, but my favorite color to wear is black.
Your favorite shade is black.
shade. My favorite shade is black. Yeah, my favorite thing to wear, all my clothes are black. I love black. But my favorite color is blue. But yeah, you've probably noticed on a lot of my videos that most of the shirts that I wear are black. Addie Dwyer, you value family and you have a wild side. Yes and yes. I value my family. I have a very large family too. Like, I have like 25 first cousins. That's not counting first cousins once removed, second cousins, all that. That's not counting that. A million aunts and uncles. Like, we have, like, this whole town is my family. So I do value, I grew up with a big family. I do have a wild side. Like, I do get...
You have like an alter ego.
An alter ego?
I would say she has an alter ego. Like, when she's like, not saying she drinks all the time because she doesn't, but when she's drinking or when it's like a weekend on a night and she wants to listen to music and stuff, she gets super bubbly and super like, let's do this and let's do that and let's do da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then Dad gets all annoyed. But like the other side of her is, I just want to watch my murder shows and sit here alone and everyone leave me alone and go away. So those are her two sides.
Alicia Simmons, I assume that you are not a strict parent. I don't think I am. I think that I'm strict about certain things maybe, but for the most part I think I'm not.
Yeah, I would say you're lenient and like you, instead of like discipline, you are more of like the nurturer type, like let me understand why you're acting this way or something. But at the same time, I think that you're not strict, but you do actually care about like what, like for instance, I'm a teenager now, you care about what I'm doing, and because of like your teenage years, you are kind of strict about what I do. Almost like you care about my safety and stuff.
Yeah, because it wasn't that my mom didn't care, but it was also that it was a different time. So I would just leave the house and never even tell my mom, hey, I'm leaving. I would just go, and I was out doing things I'm not supposed to do. And since I know that that's what kids do at that age, not that I think that Savannah would be like me, but I think that she would be easily persuaded by worse people. So I'm not stupid about that. I know how that works. So yeah, I am more strict about that sort of thing. But when it comes to them doing something wrong, I don't just scream their heads off. I talk to them. I talk to them first. Like, this is why you can't do that.
Yeah.
This is why it's wrong.
And like, I feel like other parents might see that as we get away with everything, which we kind of do because it's not like we ever get grounded or anything. But at the same time,
I don't ground them.
You have like talks with us, and so I think the way you like raised us made us less likely to even do bad things anyway. Like,
Right.
I don't really do anything bad, and I don't keep things from you.
Right.
Which is weird because most teenage kids keep things from their parents, but
Right.
I am physically unable to keep anything from anyone, so I tell her everything.
And that's the other thing too, is since I raised them this way, and since like I've always kind of treated them as adults-ish, like I treat them their age, but like I talk to them like adults in a way, like, and I'm very open with them, and I let them be open with me rather than yelling at them for their feelings or whatever. I let them know it's okay for them to share their feelings with me, and then in doing that, they trust me, and so they'll come to me when they have questions or they need to tell me something or get something off their chest, and they don't feel afraid to come to me about it. They don't feel ashamed. They're not any of that, like the way most kids are with their parents. Rochelle Hernandez, you're the cool girl / mom, and you're not afraid to try new things. Well, I think we covered the new things one, right? I do not think I'm cool.
I think as far as the cool thing, like, I think you weren't popular in school, but I think as far as like, because it says mom, as far as that, I think my friends see you as an equal because they see like the way I am around you, and they see how like, you know, like most moms are like businessy and stuff, and they see you and they're like, oh, this mom with a nose ring, like eyeliner, and you know, is unfiltered around us and stuff, and like, so I think they think that you're cool because of that. You're like a teenager at heart still.
I am, but I don't think I'm cool. Like, I think I'm a really big dork, actually. So this is the last assumption. I can't talk. This one's from Akiwada, and she says, you love spending time with your daughter. Yes, I do.
I hate it. Save me from this woman.
But there are moments where I'm like, oh my god.
She likes to try to get away from me because I annoy her, because every second of the day, like, my brother's also different with that too. Like, he is like, let me be alone and like talk to my friends in my room all day. But me, I'm like, so do you want to film a video? Do you want to do this? Do you want to read my book? Do you want to watch a video with me? Do you want to talk to me like for a long time about stuff? Do you want to do stuff with me? Do you want to eat lunch with me? Do you want to go outside with me? I'm just always like, do this with me, do that with me, like spend time with me.
What did that get on your nerves?
So yeah, it's kind of driven by me because I'm like,
we never feel that way. The problem is we never feel that way at the same time. So usually she's bombarding me with things and I'm like, I don't want to do anything. And then on the flip side, she's either really into her something she's watching on her iPad and her earbuds in and ignoring everything around her, or in her room. And that's when I'm like, oh my god, look at this. Oh my god, watch this.
Yeah.
Oh my god, do this with me. Oh my god, go outside. Oh my god, do a video with me. Oh my god, let's go see the cat.
And you can tell by my response because I'll be like, what? What?
But I will be honest with you, like, I cherish every moment with her because she's almost 16, which means, you know, she's going to be graduating high school in a couple years, and when she moves out, that's going to be the saddest day of my whole life. Like, I'm going to miss her so much.
I think also, like, people envy our close relationship. Like, people talk about, like, because, like, I mean, I also have friends who, like, their moms are, like, their sisters, too. I never had a sister, so my mom is, like, my sister.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and end this video, but thank you so much, all of you, for all those really funny assumptions. That was really fun to do. I like doing it. I like stuff like that. So I'm going to edit this and get this up as soon as I can, and we will see you next time.
Bye, poopies.